Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about SETI and METI. Most people are familiar with SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, right? It's passive. People sit around and listen for signs that somewhere out there is more, some intelligent life form. METI isn't passive, it's active. It's messaging extraterrestrial intelligence. It's actually trying to send them a message. Now, SETI is something that runs like all the time. METI is a little bit different. That doesn't happen so often. And anytime it does, there's all kinds of ethical questions that come up, and scientific ones. We have two METI projects on the horizon. One is slated for 2023 out of China, and they're going to be beaming a message to a cluster of stars. A cluster, it's like millions of stars, in hopes of widening the pool of potential little green men to contact. This project is sending a message that could take 10 to 20,000 light years to get there. Yeah. So, with the way the planet's going, probably not much to worry about when it comes to, a return visit. Another one that's going out on October 4th is sending a message to an area 39 light years away, which means theoretically we could receive a reply in less than 80 years. It's wild when you think about it. But that brings up all of the questions that really don't get answered in this discussion every time we do this. There's the idea of the clash of civilizations. And we expect, for whatever reason, that those out there, that they would behave like we do. So, there's some who believe they'll be warlike and that they might use that advanced technology and come here and just, ruin our whole day. And I guess that's a risk. And then there are some who believe that if they're advanced enough to have that kind of capability, then they already know about us anyway, and they just don't care, which kind of makes sense to me. If you had the ability to observe another planet and you saw a bunch of tool-using primates destroying the planet and carving it up while taking each other out, would you visit? Probably not. So you have all of this debate and discussion about what's going to happen if they actually make contact. And nobody really has an answer, which I feel as though we might want to kind of look into this a little bit more before we make a decision. But there's a far more interesting ethical question. Who speaks for everybody? Who speaks for humanity? Who gets to make this decision? Who determines what message we send and why and where? Who speaks for us? As it is, there's no regulations on this. If you had the money, you could do it yourself. There's nothing saying that you can't. It's really just in the hands of scientists. They're not accountable to anybody. And when you think about it, this group of unaccountable people making decisions that could impact the entire world, wow, it holds up a mirror, doesn't it? It makes you think about all of the people who are not accountable to anybody, who are making decisions for the entire world. Here. Not in some sci-fi adventure, not in beaming a message off planet, but here, right now. All of these people who really don't have any accountability, but for some reason they speak for us. They make decisions for the entire world. And by all accounts, if we look to the scientists, they're not being very good stewards. So when this topic comes up, as it does every once in a while, it's always worth taking the moment to pause and examine that while people are discussing these unaccountable scientists speaking for us, who's speaking for you? Who's speaking for us today? Here. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.